have I done to meet someone in New York? Everything.
At this point, it feels like I've met every single guy.
I'm feeling like a disconnect.
A lot of nerves, a lot of stress. I've tried a few guys and it hasn't worked out. Time to try something new.
My understanding that you are about to embark on a dating adventure.
I didn't tell you where you're going.
You haven't. I really want to know.
We're going on a journey across America to date people.
Where are the damn doctors?
Can't find peace if I'm avoiding you.
Oh, hello. I don't really meet people that I connect with very often, but I totally am an eternal optimist.
My social media presents us a little bit more confident than I am. What do you do?
I work with adult entertainment.
Oh.
Cause you could be the one.
You look amazing.
I look amazing. I am very fluid. I do have that fear of, is there someone for me? It's okay.
You could be the one now.
Oh, here he comes. Act natural. I would like a long-term partner, but I keep people at a distance. I don't know how many men have the patience for it. This is such a sad interview. I'm wearing such a dumb outfit.
To be vulnerable and like, this is who I am is hard. I'm not a butch. I am not a femme. So like, what am I to people?
I'm happier having met these three incredible women. And I really want you to be loved the way that you deserve to be loved.
Yeah, I know.
Letting someone in, the stakes are higher.
I showed you all my cards.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm scared to fully give someone my heart, but we don't want to regret this time.
Did anyone get railed?
What's going on, y'all? Swiping America premieres on June 15th on Max. It's your boy, Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, y'all, the stars of Swiping America. I'm so excited right now. I got Ash, I got Kesun, I got Reagan, I got Kris. Thank you all so much for your time. I feel like I know y'all right now.
Oh.
Yay, we love that.
Hey, and the dog too. We got the dog. I love it. Thank you all so much. Like I said, I feel like I know you. I've been binging up until like about a half hour ago. So I just like watched the finale and I'm like all in my feels. I want to go hug my wife and daughter right now and just tell them how much I love them and take them on a trip. Because I think that's what beautiful shows like this do for people. You know, it helps you appreciate and know how to come into conversations with everyone and just do better. And I loved seeing all y'all come together in your journeys and finding love. If I can start with my first question, when this came to you for Swiping America to be a part of this, how was that? And because we didn't get that like initially, we kind of like got the surprise with episode 1. If I can start with you, Ash, to kick us off, what was it like? You heard about the show, like why, how, why?
Yeah, I mean, I got a DM in April, I think of 2021, and I was like, what? I thought it was spam because I'm like, what? And yeah, it was from the house that casting built, someone that worked with them, and she's like, you know, we're doing a documentary that's based on New York singles that are charismatic, that are looking to find love. Are you single? And I'm like, yeah, but like, what is this? And so I was like, you know, I'm happy to learn more about it. And I really liked her energy and everything that she said about the show and the creators. And so I had an interview and kind of the rest is history. And yeah, I was not ever expecting to be on a dating show. And it doesn't even feel like that. It feels like a really honest show more about our friendship than anything. So it's been really great.
Reagan, how about you with everything you were doing? Yeah, and the dog too, and bringing the dog on the journey.
Yeah, I had been single for about a year and I was dating during the whole entire pandemic anyway. And I was dating kind of a lot of people and keeping it super casual. And I was also really bored at home just with my dog. She was bored too. And I got a phone call randomly from a casting agent and they were just like, what's your story? And I don't even know why I answered. It was like a phone number. Who does that? And so I just started, I was like just having a conversation with this woman suddenly. And I just was immediately interested, which is funny because I've, talked to other TV shows before, including some dating shows, and they never really
interested me in any way. But this just always kind of had a cool ring. I liked the edge of New York, and I liked the idea of traveling around America looking for a corn fed. So it was great. It was like I was kind of immediately like intrigued, and then it just kind of went from there. I remember like we did a chem test in a few months later, and walking in, I remember I met Ash first. We immediately walked up. We just started having a conversation, and I was like, okay, if this is the kind of people that I'm going to be doing this experience with, then I'm all about it.
Love it. Kesun, how about you?
I actually responded to an Instagram story that I saw like promoting the casting process for this. I had just come home from like a terrible date, and it was like really like I think it was like, are you sick of dating in New York? Do you like to travel? And would you date anybody would you ever consider dating somebody outside of New York City? And my answer to all of those questions was fuck yeah. And so I just responded really quickly, and then the casting director called me I think the next day, and we spoke for a little bit, and then I was on the phone with HBO shortly after that. And then it's funny because around the same time that we got called for, I think it was when they like actually offered us, the four of us, the show, I was also approached by the producers of The Bachelor. So it was like a really nice juxtaposition. And I was like, this sounds super cool and fresh and new, and like not like a typical dating show. It sounded more of like an actual experience, like a life experience. So I was all in. I was ready for an adventure, and I was looking for a husband. So we did it.
Yes. Kris, your journey. Wow. I was with you like all of us were, and like I feel, because I feel like I'm a part of y'all. But how your journey was with these lovely ladies. You're analytical. Why did you do the show?
I mean, I love a challenge, and I absolutely hate admitting I can't do something. And the only way to avoid that is to do it. So, and that's actually, that's how I became a data scientist. I actually studied international relations, and I just wanted to figure out how to do it on my own. And similar with this, they reached out to me via social media, and I was really down in my life. I'd just gotten out of a breakup where honestly my ex was the type of person to do something like this. And I felt, how am I gonna like be this bigger, more adventurous version of myself? And I said, why the hell not? And I didn't really take it seriously. And then I kept getting more interviews, and then we went to the chem test, and I was like, oh shit, I guess this is gonna happen. And I had to put my money where my mouth was. And it saw me struggle. So that was definitely part of my journey.
Wow. I would pay money, like extra behind the scenes features, to see that chem test. So that's like my next question. This show for me, just the four of y'all just are so amazing. Like even if after this, I would love like a comeback show to just see y'all's journeys and what y'all are doing, because I just love y'all so much and the friendship y'all built. But that initial chem test, when y'all are getting together, like any thoughts that maybe we can reveal right now? Like, what did you really think about Ash? What did you really think about Reagan, Kris, Kesun? What was maybe the vibes a little bit? If we can maybe share a little bit there.
Well, okay,
Anyway.
It's not like very juicy, but I like during the chem test, the four of us really naturally gravitated towards each other so quickly, and it was like almost immediate. And so I think that it was. I mean, it's gonna sound very corny, but it was definitely it was a magical moment in the room for not just the four of us, but for everybody else that was there. I think it was kind of a pot of gold, and there were four little leprechauns, and here we are.
I love that.
True. It was like immediate. Like, I think it was cool to sit on the couch, together and watch the producers light up. Like, we found them. Like, we knew we were picked before we knew we were picked, because they were just so fucking excited. And I'm like, oh God, we're gonna have to do this for real. Like, okay. But I mean, the love is real. Like, it was like immediate. I'm like, these people are so freaking beautiful and smart and funny. I just want to be their best friends. And like, that never happens. Like, it doesn't happen as you get older, I feel like, so organically. And I was just like, I need to know these people. So yes, I will travel across America and date people. Let's do it.
Love it.
Yeah,
Well, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, I think I was really impressed with how well-rounded we all were. Like, we're a bunch of well-rounded bitches.
just kind of naturally. Like they really got as much diversity, I think, as possible in just the four of us. And it made it so we're really allowed to talk about a lot of different topics that are relatable to such a huge number of people. And yeah, it was just cool. Like, I think I was also very excited because none of us are prudes and none of us are vulgar. And it was, when we're talking about dating in that way, it was very important to me to feel like I can be both elegant and also like shocking when I talk about, you know, holding hands and getting railed.
I love it. I think you hit the nail on the head on why I love the show so much, because that's exactly how I am with my friends. You know, we down to get dirty, but then also there's but it's a measure there. I love that. You guys are so amazing. So, okay, you guys go on this journey and we're going to different cities. We're finding love. To really invest yourself now into that process, I'm sure it was a little bit even more eye-opening. It may not have been all the things you thought. Can we talk on some of those things and just kind of centering yourself to just prepare yourself? And I know that was a big thing in each of the episodes for each one of y'all, to just kind of give yourself to the situation. If I can start back with you, well, Kris, to go with you, Kris.
Yeah. I think, looking back, it was kind of crazy that we got to spend so much time thinking and looking and confronting a lot of our patterns that I don't think we ever really take time to think about. And also, like, part of that was the producers asking us questions and interviews, but part of that was like our new friends doing the exact same thing and commenting on what they're seeing about us. And like, we had like a fresh set of eyes that, like you said, we all loved each other. We all respected each other. But we also didn't all know each other that well. And they were kind of saying, hey, like, this is what I'm getting from you. Like, I specifically, all three of these people were like, why aren't you having more fun? And then I started having more fun. And it's one of those things where, I didn't really quite know how the magnitude of the experience was going to be until I was in it and I was forced to confront it.
I would say, just piggybacking off of that, I think for me, so we all have jobs, and for Reagan and I, our jobs are hands-on, right? So like her and I didn't work the entire time we were filming. And so for me, I took that as like a very special opportunity to just completely hone in and just be as present as possible during what was going on day to day. And that's something that's really, it's hard to do that while you're dating, because you have so many other things, you know, that you're juggling at the same time. We were in such a bubble while we were filming this that it was like really cool for me to be able to just genuinely like not focus on anything else except for my friendship with my three new best friends that I can't imagine life without anymore. And then the people who were presented in front of me. And it was cool to just be able to have time to like really, you know, think about and reflect and communicate like everything that I was feeling in real time, like as it was happening. And that's not something, I don't think you really get that opportunity to do that while you're dating amidst like a normal lifestyle. So that was really cool.
Love it. Ash, I'm gonna start a new question with you. What was the number one thing you learned right off the bat? You're in experience, you didn't know what it's going to be. You're now in it. You're going along through the motions. What was the number one thing other than calling Jess, who you just met right before it started?
Well, the number one thing that I learned?
Yeah, right away to just go to just kind of move with the whole show.
That like friends are so important when you are dating, you know, like I'm outgoing, but I'm also super reserved. And I think I process a lot of things internally. And like, my sister says this, she's like, you present people to us like 6 months later, like you don't process with us. And so it was so refreshing to come home to my new best friends and be like, I went on this date. What do you think? You know, because sometimes you get so overwhelmed with your emotions or in the moment, and having like different perspectives when I was frustrated, when I was excited, when I didn't know what to do, from three very intelligent people who were also going through the same thing. It was so nice to feel like safe that I could do that. You know, like it's okay to talk to people when you don't know, when you don't have the answers, you know? And so that was really refreshing to feel.
Thank you, Ash. Reagan, how about you? What was the number one lesson you learned along the way?
The number one lesson I learned along the way was definitely that we should all honor the pace at which we are comfortable getting to know someone. And for me, there were, sometimes my body, my heart, my mind, my friends tell me to slow down, or, or whatever it is. But it's like, I think that my instinct is always right. And when I feel uncomfortable with someone, or if I feel like I'm not ready or something like that, like I don't ever need to go at someone else's pace. And I think I learned that very quickly, very early on, because we were dating so many people. And I remember one of the producers towards the end told me that just watching me on camera on so many different dates, he's like, you reveal such different sides of yourself to each person. Like, some people you tell immediately that you have a child. Some people, they know you for a month and you don't say it. I never told Ross. Maybe that's a spoiler. Doesn't know.
To this day, he doesn't know.
It's been over a year. And so I think I used to feel a little guilty about that quality in me, that I was guarded, or that I like took my time or something. And I think I actually feel incredibly powerful that that's something that I do. And I also feel, I just feel assured that it's right for me.
Love it. Real quick, Kesun, I have a little bit of time left. If I could get your quick lessons real quick, Kesun, and then we'll go to Kris.
I think mine would be just to be as honest with yourself as possible. I think for me, like when I have a crush on somebody, I try to sugarcoat certain things, that like weird shit that happens or things that they do or say. And I'm like, oh no, he didn't mean that. Or like, no, it's probably this, or like making excuses for somebody. But I think you have to just be as honest as possible with receiving what people show you in the moment and the way that they do it. And then just be honest with how you're feeling about that. And then it might, your crush might just fucking go away after that.
Those are the facts.
Facts.
This is the worst thing. It's fine.
Kris, close us out.
Yeah. For me, I'd say like put yourself out there and like fully and authentically. I like spent my whole life constructing a version of myself that I thought would be like popular, and then it's so dumb. Like, who cares? I have like my niche, weird little interests, and if I show those to the world, then I'll attract the right people who like actually care about those kinds of things. And that's how you make actually real authentic connection.
So true. Y'all, man, I love y'all. I feel like I know y'all. Like I've been with y'all like the past 8 hours because I was watching the whole thing, binging it right before this. So y'all are amazing. I would love to talk with you again, especially when the show wraps up. But everybody else watching this right now, Ash, Kris, Reagan, Kesun, check them out when Swiping America premieres on June 15th on Max. Such a pleasure. Thank you for being so open and sharing of yourselves with this show. From an audience member, seeing that going on your journey, it helps so much. And thank you. All the vibes, all the love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, y'all. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. We'll get into it. Let's have some fun. Here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.